Have you ever wondered what signs to look for before the second coming of Christ? In a world filled with uncertainties, it's crucial to understand the prophetic indicators that may herald his return. But beyond mere curiosity lies a deeper significance. Understanding these signs can profoundly impact our worldview and spiritual preparedness. Join us in this eye-opening journey as we explore the 4 unexpected signs of Christ's second coming. Stick around until the end to gain invaluable insights that could transform your understanding of the future and your role in it. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like the video. You can help me continue spreading the teachings of God. If you are not subscribed, I recommend you subscribe and activate the bell to avoid missing any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment on number 1. If you don't, please comment on number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's begin. The revelation of future events in the Bible isn't merely about satisfying curiosity. It's a vital aspect of spiritual preparation. Jesus shared glimpses of what lies ahead not to tantalize or mystify, but to equip believers for the times to come. Understanding these prophetic signs isn't just about being forewarned. It's about being forearmed with the knowledge needed to navigate the tumultuous periods preceding his return. Grasping the significance of these signs helps us remain vigilant and discerning, ensuring that we don't misinterpret the unfolding events or become complacent in our faith. Living in the shadow of the last days has been the reality for Christian communities spanning 2 millennia. From the initial outpouring of the Holy Spirit at Pentecost, marking the commencement of the church age, believers have been called to live in a state of preparedness for the imminent return of Christ. This expectation isn't rooted in fear but in hope and anticipation, shaping the perspective of believers across generations. The Bible stands as a repository of divine revelations, containing a staggering array of prophecies that offer insights into the future. Within its pages lie 735 predictions, meticulously scattered throughout a quarter of its chapters. Astonishingly, 596 of these prophecies have already come to fruition, serving as tangible evidence of the Bible's reliability and prophetic accuracy. These fulfillments, occurring as far back as centuries ago, underscore the credibility of the Scriptures and affirm the divine inspiration behind its words. The fulfilled prophecies represent a remarkable 81% of the total predictions contained within the Bible, leaving a mere 19% awaiting realization. Yet, this remaining fraction holds profound implications, particularly concerning the return of Jesus Christ and the subsequent events that will unfold. As believers, we're tasked with not only acknowledging the past fulfillments, but also preparing our hearts and minds for the fulfillment of those yet to come. In doing so, we align ourselves with the divine plan and position ourselves to be active participants in the unfolding of God's purposes in history. Before Jesus' return, approximately 20 prophecies remain to be fulfilled, and as believers, we are keenly observant of these unfolding events as we await his coming. Jesus himself instructed us to watch and pray, emphasizing the importance of vigilance and spiritual preparedness. However, this vigilance isn't passive. It requires active engagement with the world around us and a discerning eye toward the signs that herald his return. In Matthew chapter 24, Jesus provides a roadmap of sorts, detailing the signs that will precede his coming. When questioned by his disciples about the signs of his return, Jesus offers a direct and unequivocal response, ensuring clarity amidst uncertainty. While the book of Revelation offers a more elaborate exposition of these signs, Jesus' summary in Matthew 24 serves as a foundational guide for believers seeking to understand the times in which they live. These signs aren't arbitrary occurrences, but are intricately woven into the fabric of human history, serving as indicators of God's unfolding plan. As we delve into these prophecies, we gain insights into the divine timetable and the sequence of events leading up to Jesus' return. It's a journey of discovery and revelation, one that invites us to align our hearts and minds with God's purposes and to live with eager anticipation of His imminent return. In Matthew 24:36, the disciples privately approached Jesus while He sat on the Mount of Olives, seeking insights into the timing and signs of His coming and the end of the age. They posed a pivotal question: when will these things happen, and what will be the sign of your coming and the end of the age? In response, Jesus cautioned His disciples against deception, urging them to remain vigilant amidst the tumultuous events that would precede His return. He foretold a world rife with turmoil, where false messiahs would emerge, seeking to mislead many. Wars and rumors of wars would abound, alongside famines, earthquakes, and escalating conflicts among nations, a mere prelude to the greater upheaval yet to come. Moreover, Jesus warned of persecution and betrayal that His followers would endure, emphasizing the pervasive hostility they would face for their allegiance to Him. Amidst widespread apostasy and moral decay, false prophets would proliferate, leading many astray with their deceptive teachings. Sin would run rampant, causing a chilling effect on love and compassion. Yet, amidst the darkness, Jesus offered a glimmer of hope. He assured His disciples that those who remained steadfast in faith, enduring until the end, would find salvation. Additionally, He proclaimed the spread of the gospel to all nations, a herald of the approaching end. Jesus warned of a specific event prophesied by Daniel the prophet, a sacrilegious object that would bring desolation standing in the holy place. He urged His audience, "Reader, pay attention." In light of this impending catastrophe, Jesus instructed those in Judea to flee to the mountains without delay. The urgency of the situation was emphasized by the directive that individuals should not even retrieve essential belongings from their homes, nor should they look back if they were in the fields. The gravity of the situation was underscored by the plight of pregnant women and nursing mothers, for whom the days ahead would be particularly dreadful. Jesus urged His followers to pray that their flight would not coincide with winter or the Sabbath, as such timing would exacerbate the already dire circumstances. He warned that the coming calamity would surpass any previous anguish in human history and would never be equaled thereafter. Such would be the severity of the situation that, were it not for the intervention of God on behalf of His chosen ones, no one would survive. However, Jesus reassured His listeners that this time of calamity would be shortened for the sake of the elect. Moreover, Jesus cautioned against deception amid the chaos. False messiahs and prophets would arise, performing astonishing signs and wonders in an attempt to deceive even God's chosen ones. Therefore, Jesus admonished His followers not to be swayed by such claims. He reiterated His warning, emphasizing the importance of discernment in recognizing the true coming of the Son of Man. Just as lightning flashes from east to west, so will the unmistakable arrival of the Son of Man. Just as the presence of vultures indicates a corpse nearby, these signs indicate that the end is near. Immediately after the distress of those days, the sun will be darkened, the moon will not give its light, the stars will fall from the sky, and the heavenly bodies will be shaken. Then at last, the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the sky, and there will be great mourning among all the peoples of the earth. They will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He will send out His angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather His chosen ones from all over the world, from the ends of the earth to the heavens. Now learn the lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. Likewise, when you see all these things happening, you know that His return is very near, right at the door. Truly I tell you, this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things have happened. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. However, no one knows the day or hour when these things will happen, not even the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. In this passage, he gave 4 distinct signs of his coming. So what exactly are these 4 signs that he has given us? The first sign is disasters in the world in various forms like wars, famines, and earthquakes. These events are certainly happening, but they have been occurring for over 2,000 years. They are intensifying, so we are living in this first sign. Wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, and famines are already happening. Jesus says not to be deceived, and he repeats this constantly as we approach the end. The danger is deception, both inside and outside the church. In this instance, he refers to false Christians, false Messiah individuals who exploit the chaos of natural disasters to present themselves as saviors. There are well-known examples of people who pretend to be saviors and lead others to desert places, ending in tragedies. However, many false Christs, false saviors, claim to be the promised liberator from all our troubles. The more problems there are, the more false liberators will appear. But as Jesus advises us, we should not be alarmed or worried when we hear of a new war, a new tragedy, or a new famine emerging. He said something remarkable. These are painful events, but they are not death throes. They are birth pains. So when you read about disasters in the media, these are the pains that mean something new is about to be born. This should completely change our attitude. We know where the world is heading. We shouldn't be alarmed or dismayed, nor as worried as the world will be about these things. The disasters in the world are the birth pains of a new world that is about to be born. Therefore, we are quite different. We have sympathy for those suffering from disasters, and hopefully, we express this in help. But in our hearts, we are not alarmed. We are hopeful. We are looking forward to the birth of a new world, and so we are not discouraged or depressed by all the troubles in the world. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 with your name below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me, so I can pray for you. In summary, Jesus' advice to us would be not to panic, not to be disturbed, but even to rejoice and say that these are all signs of something new happening. The second sign of his coming is not in the world, but in the church. Disasters in the world are the first sign. The church, not the world, is the second sign of his coming. The first warning is disasters around the world. The second is changes in the church. Just as he divided the first sign into 3 parts, wars, earthquakes, and famines, he also divided the second sign into 3 parts, all occurring within the church. The first is persecution. We will be hated in all nations. The second aspect of this sign would be a significant reduction in the size of the church. The love of many will grow cold. As the entire church is under strain, many nominal Christians, if not all true Christians, will leave under the burdens of universal persecution. Their love will cool. This is a very depressing sign. The big surprise in the third part of the sign is that the gospel will be preached to all racial groups. The third part of the sign is that the gospel will be proclaimed. A smaller, purified church will have a greater impact on the planet. This is precisely what Jesus is implying. False prophets can be a major source of disacception. In all of this, we are aware of the teachings of false prophets. When there is no peace, they preach peace. Instead of being a source of challenge, their message is one of comfort. They say, it's all fine. This won't happen now. Jesus' counsel is to continue not to give in to these false prophets. Those who endure to the end will be saved. When this sign occurs, when all aspects of the church are scorned by the world, that is Jesus' advice to all Christians. Why should it be this way? The answer is that the wheat and the tares grow together, and as they approach full maturity, the tension between them increases. Therefore, it's natural for Christians to be under a lot of pressure at the end. Christians are social misfits, hence there will be hatred. The world is not our home. Our citizenship is in the heavenly realms. We are unique, and it's because of our uniqueness that hatred can arise. Just as Jesus was so different from everyone else, he attracted hatred towards himself. John 15:19 says, "If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. That is why the world hates you." It's not pleasant to be scorned. This leads us to the third sign of the end times, which is the distress of Jerusalem. Geographically, it will be very limited. In this passage, Jesus refers to the prophecies of Daniel, and there's a character in Daniel's prophecies referred to as the abomination of desolation. Daniel mentions this 3 times. What does all this mean? What's the big deal? It concerns a human being, a man who establishes himself in the very city of God, declares himself God, and refuses to accept anyone else's will above his own. A tyrant whose arrival will have global ramifications, but who will be centered in Jerusalem, the city of God, the holy place. Then Jesus says the 4th sign of his coming will occur immediately after this, and then we'll know when he's coming and be ready. When this sign appears, there will be no danger of false prophets or false messiahs. There will be no deception. It will be very quick. What will happen is that all natural light will be turned off. The sun will darken, and the stars will fall. There are many predictions of this throughout the Bible. Isaiah says, "The heavens will be rolled up like a scroll. All the stars in the sky will be dissolved. The heavens will roll together like a scroll, and all their stars will fall as withered leaves from the vine, like shriveled figs from the fig tree." Natural light will disappear, leaving only artificial light to illuminate the earth. What's happening? What's going on? People might ask. This is it, Christians will exclaim. The sun, stars, and moon will stop shining. Right before this happens, God turns off the lights of heaven to prepare for the brilliance of the lightning that marks his return. Then he comes on the clouds back to planet Earth, and we meet him. We don't meet in an earthly stadium, for there is none large enough to accommodate such a large crowd. We meet him in the air, and that will be enough. Isn't it a fantastic prospect? When you see all these things, know that he is at the doors, about to enter, he says. Then Jesus makes a very simple statement about a fig tree, and this is where many Christians have gone astray. He says, "Learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its branches get tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near." Jesus is telling us that when you notice all these events happening, you'll know we're there. Now, the analogy of the fig tree is not an allegory. It's a straightforward analogy based on everyday experiences, as Jesus often used in his teachings. When you see the fig tree doing this, it says summer is coming. And so it will be when you notice these 4 signs, that you'll know that summer is near. Unfortunately, many people have interpreted this as an allegory. As we journey together through the exploration of these profound signs, we've merely scratched the surface of a vast ocean of revelation. The depths of understanding are yet to be fully plumbed, and myriad insights are waiting to be uncovered. By subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications, you ensure that you'll be among the first to receive the forthcoming revelations as they unfold. Your active engagement, through sharing this knowledge with others, leaving likes and commenting, not only enriches our community, but also contributes to the collective pursuit of truth. Join us as we embark on this ongoing voyage of discovery and mystery, delving deeper into the profound mysteries of faith and prophecy. Until our paths cross again in the next video, may you continue to seek truth and enlightenment,